Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. You can see on your screen that we have made it 10,000 subscribers. The YouTube team, they sent me an email congratulating me for reaching 10,000 subscribers. But the congratulation is actually for you guys who subscribe to this channel, who watch this channel, who comment on this channel, who tweet on this channel, who share this channel. You are the reason why we are having 10,000 subscribers and the YouTube team writing me an email. Thank you for everything you have done for this channel, for supporting this channel, for sharing this channel, for commenting on this channel, and for everything you have done for this channel. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Now, the issue at stake is a serious one. This is because already in Nigeria, we are having serious economic crisis, which has led to scarcity of foodstuff, for which there have been series of protests across the country. But it appears things are going to get worse this year under the APC unless there is a divine intervention. This is because the forecast by the International Monetary Fund is nothing to write home about, because the IMF, in a concerning forecast, has projected that Nigeria's foreign reserve is expected to see a significant reduction, falling to $24 billion in the year 2024. Now, this prediction was detailed in the IMF latest country report for Nigeria, which is signaling challenges ahead for Africa's largest economy. Don't forget that as of February 8, 2024, data from the Central Bank of Nigeria positions the country's foreign reserve as $33.12 billion, indicating a substantial drop is on the horizon. So the question now becomes, how do families survive the next 12 months or the next 11 months of this year, 2024? What are the implications of this prediction by the IMF that Nigeria's foreign reserves is going to drop down to $24 billion? Already, we are passing through a lot of stress in Nigeria because of our low reserve. Now it's going to get lower. What is the future for Nigerian families and households? That is what we're going to talk about today, because we want to look at how this report by IMF will affect ordinary Nigerians in their households. Now, first of all, let us look at implication of Nigeria's foreign reserve declining to $24 billion this year. Now, one of the effects is that it's going to lead to exchange rate volatility. This is because a decrease in foreign reserve often leads to increased volatility in the exchange rate. Already we are experiencing it now. where the naira is at the official window over 1,500 naira to the dollar. Now, when you have exchange rate volatility, it is usually as a result of Nigerian naira weakening against other currencies, and that will lead to the cost of imported goods to rise, contributing to the high rate of inflation that we are having already in the country. This will in turn affect the purchasing powers of families. So families are going to get much more situation whereby their salary will be able to purchase less than they used to purchase in 2023 and before then. That is one of the implications of this reserve of Nigeria declining to $24 billion this year. Now, number two impact of this will be rising inflation and cost of living. Now, it is widely known that inflation tends to rise when foreign reserves are low. High inflation means an increase in the overall cost of living for households in Nigeria. So basic goods and services becomes more expensive, putting strain on family budgets. Already we are experiencing it. So what this IMF projection is saying, things are going to get worse in Nigeria unless, as we say, there is a divine intervention in Nigeria. Number three effect of this drop in foreign reserve of Nigeria will be interest rates and borrowing costs will go high. Now, what will be the response of the Central Bank of Nigeria to Nigeria's reserves dropping to $24 billion? What it will do is to increase interest rates to attract foreign investment. Now, when you increase interest rates to attract foreign investment, this can result in higher borrowing costs for households, impacting mortgages, loans, and other forms of credit. It means that the cost of borrowing will be high. The interest rates for borrowing will be high for families. So if families want to borrow money to augment for the high inflation rate, they will find out that they're going to meet a high interest rate, which will make it very difficult that when they borrow, to pay it back will be much more difficult. Now, number four effect of this is that unemployment and economic uncertainty will be one of the major issues about Nigeria's economy in 2024. This is because a reduction in foreign reserves indicates economic challenges, which leads to job losses and increased economic uncertainty. Already it is happening while the foreign reserve is not yet down to $24 billion. Now, this has direct impact on families, particularly those that are relying on stable employment for their income. Because when you have this situation, it may lead to several companies offloading employees, and that will contribute to the unemployment rate in the country, and that will also impact the families that are directly impacted by being shaded off from the employment market to the unemployment market. Now, another effect of this, which should be of concern to Nigerians, it will lead to reduced government spending. Now, with foreign reserves of Nigeria being low to the level of $24 billion, governments, both federal and state, are likely to reduce spending for public infrastructures and other development projects. The implication of this is that contractors will not see work to do. And when contractors don't have buildings to construct, roads to build, and other infrastructural projects to execute, because government doesn't have the resources to carry out projects, it means that construction companies will begin to also shed weight, begin to remove people from their employment list. And that will affect households in Nigeria. It will also affect the market in Nigeria, because more people will lose the purchasing power to be able to purchase things for their families. So this is a dire situation that Nigerians are going to face in 2024 because of the poor management of our economy by the All Progressive Congress administration in the last 8.5 years. Now, what can the families do? What are the solutions? Because it is families in Nigeria, the household in Nigeria, they are going to live with this reality in 2024 that the International Monetary Fund has predicted or projected for our country, Nigeria. What can families do? I don't pretend to be a financial expert, but there are things that are out there that families can do to be able to manage the situation, to navigate themselves through these harsh economic realities that the All Progressive Congress has imposed on Nigerians, until such a time that relief will come both for Nigeria and for households in Nigeria. Now, one of the things that families can do to navigate over this dire strait is budgeting and expense management. Number one, budgeting and expense management. Now, many financial advisors have always said that in times of economic uncertainty, one of the first things that households should do is to prioritize budgeting and expense management. It means that families has to make a detailed budget to identify essential expenses and areas where costs can be cut. This includes prioritizing needs over wants and finding ways to reduce discretionary spending. You know, in those days when we were growing up, we are told that teachers used to measure their yam with ruler. You know, we never know whether that's true or not, that they used to measure their yam with ruler to know where to cut to cut the yam and remain for the next usage. You know, so what it actually means is that teachers in those days were good in budgeting. So every Nigerian household, by this reality, has to learn how to budget, how to measure their yams, cut it according to measurement, no wastage of food in household, only the essentials are permitted. You prioritize needs over wants. At this rate, so many of the things you want, you can't have it. But try as much as possible to have the needs met. And that can only be possible through budgeting and expense management. Now, number two is diversification of income sources. What this suggests is that families should explore opportunities to diversify their sources of income. This may include doing side business, doing freelance work, or investment that provide additional streams of revenue. And according to financial experts, diversification helps to mitigate the impact of economic downturns, especially on single income sources families. Single income source families that depends on one source of income, they can diversify and see what else they can do to generate more revenue for the family. Now, number three thing that financial experts often advise in a situation like this is emergency fund. And they keep on saying that building and maintaining an emergency fund is crucial during periods of economic uncertainty. Now, Nigeria is in a period of economic uncertainty. So, having an emergency fund is having a financial cushion that can help families cover unexpected expenses, navigate job loss, or cope with any unforeseen financial challenges. It's a very tough one because for you to have an emergency fund, it means you have to be very prudent in management of resources because you can see that in Nigeria, not even all the states are paying the 30,000 naira minimum wage. In the private sector, not many companies are paying the 30,000 naira minimum wage. Now, for you to be able to have emergency fund, it means you have to have a saving for what they call the rainy day. It's a tough one, but families must find a way to have emergency fund that they can rely upon because of the uncertainty of the economy. Because anything can happen to the income of families at this time. Because companies may decide to shed weight by sacking workers and all that. And it used to be devastating for families that don't have emergency fund in such a situation where the breadwinner of the family is laid off. They have to rely on something. Something have to keep the family going for the next 4 months, 3 months, 6 months that the breadwinner will be looking for another employment. So that is why emergency fund is always important. And that is why saving culture is also very important for anybody that earns a wage or who does any kind of business. Saving culture leads to the ability to have emergency fund. So families should always prioritize that they have emergency fund, certain percentage of the income as emergency fund for any emergency. It has been said by financial advisors to be one of the best things families could do in periods of uncertainty. And even when you don't have period of uncertainty, it has been also suggested to be the best way to live. Okay, to live like the ant who before the rainy season gather a lot of food and set aside. That's why King Solomon talk about that. You look at the ant, study their ways, and you'll be wise. Then another thing that Nigerians should do, Nigerian household, is to have opportunity for education and skill development. Investing in education and skill development. What it means is that families, heads of families, husbands, wife should try to learn new skills. Good enough in the world we are living in today. If you go to Google, there are so many skills you can learn free. It can only cost you the data you spend in learning them, but you can learn so many skills that could be of use to you to do outsourcing job and outsourcing work from all over the world. So families in Nigeria can take advantage of this by learning new skills which are available free. There are free tutorials available in Google where you learn all kinds of digital trading, digital marketing, digital skills of all kinds that could become useful for you to sell as a skill in the international space that we all live. So that's what families can do to be able to navigate the mess that the All Progressive Congress has put Nigerians. So what can we say? Except that any household that follows this suggestion, they are likely to be able to maneuver their way through 2024, despite the decline in the foreign reserve of Nigeria. So, in conclusion, I can say that if we apply prudent financial management in our individual households, we may be able to cope with the mess that the All Progressive Congress has made of our economy. Because if our economy is in order, we don't need all these issues of advice on how to manage our individual household. But it is because of the way things are that we need to advise each other, because the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not going to do anything for any household. They can talk about palliative the whole day, but only a small percentage of Nigerians are going to have access to that palliative. But the vast majority of the households will have to rely on their own individual ingenuity. And this kind of suggestions that I have made to be able to survive this year moving forward. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.